Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a professional Best-of-5 series of StarCraft 2. Joining me here in the upper left corner of the map, Oceanborn, is going to be the Red Terran, Terror, the Sword of Terran. It is Clem. And the Protoss opponent and or victim contender here in the bottom right corner, the blue probes belonging to MaxPax. Clem versus MaxPax. Excitement builds, tension ensues. The probe already here, getting damage done. Both of these players, I can't pass up a chance to see that. They're both just so aggressive, so micro-focused, intense in their battles. This poor SCV, Clem, alright. Was worried we were going to have first blood already, so early into the match. Perhaps we can see. What are they planning? I see Clem's already got the Marine out. The probe. Being problematic, of course. Clem does finally get that CC down. The probe down to 2 hit points. Poor robotic chassis, bruised and beaten, nearly broken, as the Marine comes out of the barracks to hold the high ground. No probes shall get past him at this point. How are you doing, my beautiful viewer? Are you excited? Looking forward to this. I'm very keen to see what both of them are planning. Clem. Not the usual spot to build a factory. Okay. So, what's the hunch here? What's the suspicion? Clem clearly trying to hide the factory. Is it going to be perhaps a mine drop that may not be scouted? Oh my god, is it Hellions? It is Hellions. Okay. Alright, Clem. Okay. So the Adept is going to park outside of the base here for MaxPax. Adept number 2 on the way over. They're watching the front door. So Hellions, the only way there would be a threat of Hellions unscouted, typically speaking, is if they were dropped. They're not going to be dropped this time though. Clem using that Terran advantage here. Buildings can fly, they can float around, just making sure those Hellions are going to be unscouted. What's the defense going to look like from MaxPax though? We do have a Stalker out already. Blink on the way. Clem actually moving out with only 2. Intriguing choice. I would have expected 3, personally. As you intellectual Terran players know, it's 3 Hellions to one-shot workers. MaxPax with a beautiful Sim City though. Gonna have that one Stalker block a bit. Not gonna stop them from doing damage though. Marine's gonna deal with the Adept out front, and the Hellions, looks like they're gonna get 6 workers total. Recall initiated a bad Adept shade up the ramp. Will make it home before those Marines actually put her down. Clem, I think it paid off. I was a little skeptical when I only saw 2 Hellions go out. I admit, honestly, I was a bit skeptical, but I'm impressed. Squeezing every bit of damage out despite not getting the entrance that he was hoping for right here. I love the wall setup here from MaxPax. Having just one Stalker block that off so the Hellions have to go all the way around. Marvelous. Oh. Sit right next to the siege tank and then walk away. Okay. At least, you know, go into the mineral line, get the tank to do some friendly fire here. But it provides the high ground vision. The Stalker's able to blink up with Prism support. Now it's MaxPax's turn to get some damage done. Siege tank pops out of the factory, gonna get a blunt on before it can actually siege up. A little bit of micro going around. One Stalker's gonna fall, a couple of buildings burned down. Auto turret harassment gets 4 more kills before MaxPax able to shoo it away, it seems. Get one more out. Does it focus the Stalker? Oh. He gets the Stalker and a probe. The Raven being unstoppable in its damage. The Stalker's blinking back into the natural. There's too much activity already. I can't keep up with this. Marines pushing forward, getting out of the bunker. There's no stim. Stim looks like it just started. Warp Prism set up in the main base, it seems. A couple of siege tanks by the command center, though. I'm thinking Clem's gonna be fine. He just has to completely shimmy the production here. Oh my word. Okay. So MaxPax not stopping with this aggression, but also getting to third base behind this. The Raven might throw down one auto turret. Clem gonna try and maybe get a little damage done while the Stalker battle happens in front of the natural. The Stalkers, can they blink out from there? Ooh, just barely. Yes. Gonna try and pick off a few Marines. The auto turret looks like it was destroyed. 4 more probes went down though. Clem has done a magnificent job of keeping the worker count low. MaxPax down by 6 workers at this current time. Little bit of Prism micro, not going to be able to hold forever. The Viking gets the Prism. The Stalkers now with no more warp in support, I think are going to have to head home. The Raven with 10 kills, still going strong, 44 health on it. I said the Stalkers should go home. I guess MaxPax disagrees with me. They still have Blink Indigos. What are you talking about? And so long as there is the Blink ability and it's tied to the B button, we shall prevail. Doing fine. Picking off a couple things. Unfortunately, Clem now with Stim, Siege Tank support, Marauder concussive shells on the way. I'm thinking Clem is had enough of this foolishness. Ready to push out onto the map. The Stalkers caught just a little bit between a rock and a wall, which is essentially a hard place if you're familiar with running into walls at all. The auto turret harassment continues. Looks like 3 probes as the Terran forces are knocking on the front door. Widowmine's gonna burrow for support. This is mostly Marauders. Yeah, there's only 2 Marines right here. The Marauder's gonna step forward, battery overcharge, able to keep most of the forces alive, but it's gonna run out just now, and the Marauders not running out of their steam. A Widowmine shot's a little bit of a whiff on an already dead Zealot. Gets a Stalker for his trouble, though. Charge completes. The Zealot's able to connect with the Siege Tank, and this is just action-packed. This is just madness here. Clem, you have 4 Marauders and 1 Marine up against 6 Zealots, 4 Stalkers. Still trying, still making it work though. Some reinforcements gonna show up. Another auto turret, it looks like, on the natural. Just keeping that worker count consistent, keeping it similar between the two. Medevac's running a bit low on energy. That healthcare program, they can't fund it forever, you know. Another overcharge. It's been that long. Yes, in case you're wondering. Zealot flank, though, from the top side. Widowmine's going to do a little bit of friendly fire. The Siege Tank's going to be picked off, but the Marauders are still here. The battery's running low on energy. So are the Medevacs, but who really cares about them? Widowmine, looks like it will be picked off. Another stim goes out. The Zealots evaporate. The Stalker's not able to get away from those Marauders. Oh, more reinforcements for Clem showing up. I feel like Clem is kind of on the verge of breaking through here. The army supply has just dwindled. The income is not there. The auto turret harassment continues. This Raven has 17 kills, is a complete MVP, and MaxPax eventually gonna tap out. The army supply just not able to match. Clem, the sword swings, the sword hits, taking map number 1. For map number 2, we find ourselves on the lovely, illuminated Solaris. Clem, of course, the aggressor, taking map number 1, gonna spawn, or land for you Terran lovers out there, into the bottom left corner here. MaxPax, likewise, under a bit of pressure, trying to get some damage done himself though. Doing pretty well. I think Clem could have taken a bit of damage there. MaxPax had a decent opportunity, made a good attempt. Pressuring with those stalkers with that prism. We'll see, will the trend continue? Will they go for anything different? Clem, of course, opening that match with a little bit of subtlety, a little bit of sneaky shenanigans. That Hellion play, the factory floating around. What's that SCV doing? Clem had an SCV off to the side here. And getting low again. Problems abound. No wonder Terran players get so upset. Oh, be careful with that red one. MaxPax, undoubtedly, would love the opportunity to get that. Already a slight discrepancy, I see. Clem going for a Reaper. Beware, drones. There's no drones in this match, but I'm not sure Clem would care. When you're a Reaper lover, every problem you see is a drone. Oh, snap. Like, we knew it was probably gonna happen when the Reaper came up, but the SCVs pull out their shivs and take first blood, it seems. MaxPax? Making a Zealot. Where's it going? Right here, of course. I think the play here is get a Zealot out, you hide it before Mr. Reaper comes a-knocking. So that way when the Reaper eventually does come to your base as the Protoss, you could just slip the Zealot in, maybe get a little damage. Well, that was close. Clem not seemingly uninterested in actually going across to the other side of the map though. Feeling a little suspicious, perhaps. The Zealot is going to step into the base of the Marines now. A little bit of trouble. The Reaper comes back home, but is soon to be flanked by an Adept. The Zealot, desperately trying to chase the Marine. The Adept kills the SCV, but not before that bunker completes. Reaper hops into the bunker. SCV finishes the command center, and I think Clem should be just fine. There's no ability to mine here, but I think that's okay. You just get a couple army units out. Adept. At the top of the ramp, we'll begin to heavily insult the slightly tinged red paint on this depot. Hellion pops out of the factory. What is going on over here? Oh, it's the Reaper. The Reaper heads across, perhaps to find some damage, let the probes feel like what it's to be an air unit for just a brief moment before the Stalker going to shoo it away. The Adepts still doing a hostile takeover of the natural command center here. Marines and Hellions. No, don't attack your own CC, Clem. It's okay. It's fine to be upset. It's okay to be angry. No, not the Reaper. Uh-oh. With that grenade being used, there's no hope. If the grenade hadn't been thrown, if the grenade hadn't been used, there may have been hope for Clem to bounce that. Try and save the Reaper. Ooh, catching the medevac go out. What a beautiful timing there. Looks like the Hellion's going to move out of the natural at the same time. Stalkers out on the map. Potentially catch the medevac? Not going to be able to. Clem's just gonna fly it right through the front door. Probes, beware, the Widow Mine drops out on the wrong side of the Nexus here. And no, no, okay, we're just... Okay, one fires. The other one gets the probe, bruises the shields on a stalker. The adept just being annoying, sending in that shade. Uh-oh. It's the Raven time. So Clem opts for a Widow Mine drop in map number 2. Definitely a different choice than trying to sneak in those Hellions. I'm gonna go with much less successful though. There is still the potential. There's one though. One thing about the Widow Mines is that recharge system. If you can actually keep them alive, then hey, that's pretty good. Can get multiple shots off. Stalkers, they do have blink. They will be able to do a little bit of micro, a little bit of control here. Try and whittle down that SCV count. More reinforcements gonna warp in. Clem has reached that point in any Terran versus Protoss that is most hated, where you can't move out of your base for a few minutes here. This is the reason people started 3-raxing, so they could get the stim and the shields a bit quicker. Because there's a couple of minutes now. MaxPax has the upper hand, has that advantage with the blink, the map control. Able to come in, insult the reactor, its lineage, and any descendants it may or may not have here. Gonna completely annihilate it from existence. Still no progress on that Widow Mine. I think it's definitely been recharged, but just not able to actually get in there and attempt to hit. You're being punished for your damage, aren't you? Being sent home. The other ones, though, they tried. We tried to get them to go home. They said, no. This is the only life I know. It's all I know being on the front line, boss. Where'd the Raven go? Oh, Raven's still here. Clem not going for the bunch of Raven harassment this time. Okay. So I'm thinking Clem's hope here, Clem's plan, is just to get that triple threat as needed. Stim already completed. Shields just about done now. The Prism under fire, under threat. The Stalker's gonna react, be able to do a bit of damage. Blinking around. The Marauders don't have the concussive shells yet, but they do have Stim and a boatload of confidence, and sometimes that's all you really need, right? Clem's production tab taking up half the screen here. Good lord. A scan onto the third base sees you have a third base with an immortal. The Raven picked off before it can do any more critical damage to the probes. Observer seeing everything there is to see. Clem's army count has been growing. Clem of 83 army supply to 50-ish for MaxPax here. The Observer will be picked off. The army will move forward. We're looking at 3 siege tanks, 20 Marines, 11 Marauder Stim, shields, shells, and +1. All done. This is the Terrans' moment. This is their time to shine. Heading out onto the map. They will meet the Protoss army, which I think was actually a bit of a mistake. A beautiful force field goes out from MaxPax though. No more access, no Entrada. Only Solita at the hands of the Disruptor, might I say. That was a sassy force field, MaxPax. There was no helping anything with that one. What's going on over here? The Zealots. Looks like they're going to try and do some damage. Clem's knocking on the natural door, though. The Zealots connecting. The Widow Mines are the target, it seems. The Disruptor's picked off before it can get any more shots out. The Sentry Guardian Shield is gone, too. And with 3 siege tanks holding this position, I think Clem just did it. Clem just kind of walks in, busts the door down, says, nope, I am here and I am staying. Darn it. Give me that map number 2. Clem goes up 2-0. Uh-oh. Map number 3 shall be Golden Aura. And it is match point for this aggressive Terran here in the upper left. Clem, of course, showing a strong play. Both games, really. A little bit of different play styles, it seems. How will the Protoss here in the bottom right, excuse me. I learned left from right a long time ago, but some days it's still just a little confusing, isn't it? It's MaxPax here. Clem. Can he be stopped? We need more probes out. The probes have been the real victory condition here. Has MaxPax actually killed anything with the probe? I don't think so. I think Clem has actually been quite safe against all of these problems. The shenanigans. Probe-shaped shenanigans, of course. Probe not nearly as quick this round, though. The barracks is going to complete quite uncontested. I don't think MaxPax will be able to get much done at this time. Cybercore starts behind this reactor first, and going to show it. Okay. Now, might just try and stop the command center a bit. Try and delay it. Clem, already over 400 minerals, would love to slap that down. Is only going to be a few seconds delayed. Okay. Any delay helps, sure. Was it enough, though? Will it be enough to slow down, to stop this Terran terror? He's on a rampage, too. Both games, definitely, it is that standard TvP kind of play. You get the stim, the shields, the +1, the triple threat. I'm sure you've heard it called. You get that triple threat going. Then you get your tanks, you get maybe a Raven. Raven not having interference matrix though. Sometimes it's just for auto turret, sometimes it's just for detection, for that support. You get all of those pieces together, you get them in a bowl, you mix them up nice and good. Add a little baking soda or baking powder, whatever the kids are into these days, I suppose. Don't put any vanilla in though, that tends to be a bit strong-handed, overpower things. Anyways, you get it all up, you pour it out onto the map, and you just let it loose for like 5 minutes. And if you win, great. If you lose, that's when you go to the forums, and that's where the balance complaints come in into Protoss. God. Okay. That aside, we have double Reaper here for Clem, and Phoenix opener for MaxPax. Some deviations, some differences. I'm happy to see it. Can 2 Reapers beat an Adept? Probably not. Adepts are quite rude. Anyways, they're just gonna kind of be out on the map. MaxPax now knows about them, so there is that threat, there is that factor. Where'd the Phoenix go? Is MaxPax gonna try and hide them? Reapers? Oh, MaxPax on point. Watching this Reaper entrance, though. The Adept already here. Adept, is there one out front? No, doesn't seem like it. I know there's on the ramp. Okay. The Phoenix are going to move out with only 2. Is it going to be for harassment? Is it going to be to try and stop the Reapers? They don't seem to care about the Reapers at all at this time. Phoenix production continuing here. So what's the advantage? What's the play here? Do you go for the SCVs? Do you just bank them? Do you find a Widow Mine? An excellent play, getting an SCV too, halting the production, being annoying, being a nuisance. Might even get a little damage done onto the medevac. Third Phoenix almost flies into the main base to help out with that. Clem gonna repair the medevac with post haste. The Adept shoos away the 2 Reapers. Neither of them going to be killed just yet though. Ooh, Clem. Having the Widow Mine drop plans found and slightly cancelled here. You're gonna actually opt to send out some Marines. The Phoenix Okay, find the Reapers will be dealt with, but this might create an opening for the Marine drop here. There is an Adept watching, but the Adept, that gun is just too heavy, can't actually lift it, and now the drop is going to be seen as the Marines fall out of that medevac. Luckily, they have some nice rubber boots, some comfy soles in there. This is going to be way too much Protoss. Definitely doing a decent job, at least denying mining, though. They're not actually coming to blows. Oh my word. The medevac gonna boost away. The chase ensues. Gonna drop the Marines now. Try and might be able to get a Phoenix. MaxPax actually the one to disengage here. Phoenix, Colossus. Beautiful. The first of the Colossi. The towering laser robotic giraffe walkers here from your favorite War of the Worlds fantasy have shown themselves. Yes, that's the official title. That's quite a mouthful. So yeah, Twilight behind this, getting that thermal lance extended. Who doesn't want their thermal lance extended once in a while? It's a good thing, you know. Well, maybe sometimes, twice a week. Oh, that was a hallucinated Phoenix. Okay. For a second, I thought MaxPax just flew a Phoenix in here to die. No, Protoss can't afford to do that. This composition that we're going for here, it enables the Terran to get that triple threat up. Really uncontested. The Phoenix could be doing a little bit of harassment, but there's no blink. There's no stalkers. There's, in fact, 0 stalkers. Less than stalkers, okay? There's 0 out on the map. Which means the Terran is not going to be under hardly any pressure. They're able to get all of these pieces. Stim is done. +1's done. Shield's probably about 45 seconds away from being done. Able to get out all the things they need. Clem is not opting for any siege tanks though, instead going for Widow Mines, both to support the army and a little bit of a drop here. The target is the 3rd base. Will the Colossi be able to help? That thermal lance is going to be extended. The mine drop into the main base. MaxPax, wake up. Oh, 6 probes going to be dealt with. The 3rd base was canceled though, so Clem getting damage done on both sides. The Colossi will keep the army away for now. 1 Marine. He gets the battery. Jimmy there, the heroic Marine, gonna get a shield battery for his troubles. Now this base, oh I'm sorry, I said this was the 3rd, this is the 4th. MaxPax showing a bit of economic focus play here. Marine's gonna walk into the base though, get the probes. The probe's going to be slaughtered. Oh my word. MaxPax in a bit of hot water, it seems. How many Colossi we've got? There's 3 Colossi out on the map, which means a bit of trouble for the Terran army. You know, although Clem juggling around, doing a bit of dancing, is going to have to retreat, has to respect the army. MaxPax might be sending a bit of a group here to surround, to flank. Gonna get the army out in the middle of the map. The Phoenix are gonna charge in, go for the medevacs. Clem picks up, which feels like a bit of a rough move, a little bit of a bad decision actually. The Zealots at the front line, Guardian Shield holding for now. Is MaxPax able to break it? The choice to go for the Colossi might be a good decision here. Marauders at the front. Marines trying to stay far away from the lasers, but you can't outrun those extended thermal lances. SCVs are pulled, which feels like an even more difficult decision to make. They're going to be destroyed. Was that an EMP that went out? Yeah, ghosts are out. MaxPax is just in the natural, though. Completely owning the plays, tearing it up. The ghosts are here, but I don't think ghosts are really the best choice to be dealing with this composition, and MaxPax is the one that takes it, getting a point on the board. Despite some impressive worker losses, going for the throat with the army units, snapping the neck. We've got a series. Onwards now. For map number 4, we find ourselves on Hecate. The Terran landing here into the upper right, still at match point, losing a bit of steam. In map number 3 though, falling to some Colossus-shaped fires. It is, of course, Clem. And the Protoss opponent, now a true contender in the series with a point on the board. Can he keep it up? Can the trend continue? It is MaxPax. Oh, the timing, solid work. Indigos, great job. Thank you very much, Indigos. You're so supportive. The timing, of course, I'm referring to. The intro is done right as the probe gets into the base. Magnificent, truly. Barracks going to complete. There is another barracks in play, though, and I don't believe MaxPax, give me the probe, has been able to find it. Not yet, no. Instead, the probe doing what the probe has done for every match so far, what its probe father did before it, his probe grandpappy. Of course, we've been blocking command centers since the Kala was formed. No, the Terrans probably weren't around back then, though, but you get my point. You follow my drift, okay? Yeah. We've been blocking command centers for generations, young Probius. Probius, is that the name of the typical probe? I want to say that was the Heroes of the Storm probe. I don't remember, though. I'll need a citation on that one. I'm sure one of you's got me. Okay. So a double Reaper play? Will it be more Reapers? Not yet. Oh, it will be more Clem. Oh, it already was more. Great job. Thanks, me. The Adept is going to complete the shade up against 3 Reapers, which is still going to result in the death of 1 Reaper because Adepts are just that good. However, still, losing the Adept is a lot worse. The Protoss cannot afford to lose those early units. That map control surrendered the base defense. There is a battery here to support the which is good. And it looks like Clem is actually halting the Reaper production at 4. And is about to be even less because, you know, Reapers versus Adepts. We don't typically see this battle for a very good reason, and that's because it's not very Terran favored. Not usually. In the hands of a couple choice Reaper players, though. You know, you can give them credit for trying. We got Clem, we got Byun, of course. The Reaper men. Oracle is the choice, once again going for that Stargate, but opting not for the Phoenix right away. Slight deviation, okay. Reaper's gonna jump right on past the Adept, gonna spot that Stargate. Once again, the Oracle moves into the natural base here. We'll get 2 SCVs and a Revelation tag. 2 of the Reapers actually make it out of the main base. So, let's see, how much did Clem see? Saw the Stargate, saw pretty much everything there was to see at the main base. Does not yet know about that Twilight Council in the natural, though. MaxPax opting for a speedy charge, it feels. The choices. So Clem is getting a Cyclone, too. Although that could just be for the base defense, for the Oracle. Making sure that Oracle doesn't get too much damage done. The 1 Phoenix out on the map, the Oracle at half health, the Marines I think just barely got to see that. And we're actually just gonna go across the map here with the Cyclone and the Marines. Huh. intriguing choices abound from both of these players. Opting to keep the Oracle around for the defense. How many Marines is this? Decent amount. Somewhere between 0 and too many. We'll get there. Basic math, go for it. This... Was that stim? That was stim. Stim is completed. There's no medevac support though. There is a battery to help out here. The Cyclone gonna lock onto one of the Stalkers. The battery's out of energy and there's no overcharge till that Nexus completes. Overcharge does go out, but the Protoss forces don't really need it. Cleaning everything up, Clem's Gambit does not pay off just yet. The Reaper destroyed in a fiery blaze of its own jetpack. Charge is done. Phoenix production continuing. It looks like more gateways though. MaxPax is not going for the same kind of composition. This is not going to be that Phoenix Colossus that we saw in map number 3. And to tell you the truth, I'm a little sad about that because it worked. MaxPax, why aren't we trying it? Clem, 3rd CC is on the way. Okay. I was worried we were looking at a 2-base all in here. MaxPax just wanting to keep an eye on everything. We have the Templar Archives. Ooh, will it be Storm? Will it be Archons? There's no Ghost Academy in sight just yet. Clem's opting for little different forces, focusing mainly Marines, Marauders, a few Widow Mines. Okay, we're looking at a similar thing. +1's gonna complete, stim and shields are already done, so that triple threat coming in handy, a little quick, thanks to the early barracks, I'd wager. We have a forward gateway, and it is Archons. Ooh. The revelation, the emotional damage of the Oracle goes out. How will Clem respond? Do you keep your forces at home? Send out a scouting marine to be quickly vanquished? Zealot? Cataloging the local flora? Why not? The Phoenix just holding position really outside the natural here. Trying to deny any bit of scouting, it seems. Getting the rocks picked up at the same time as that marine. Very nice graphic. Meanwhile, the army production continuing, both of them just amassing their chosen forces here. We've got mainly Zealot Archon up against Marine Marauder Mine. I think I like the Terran's choice more. It's going to come down to engagement, yes. Will the mines be dragged? Drug? Drag? I don't know. Past tense, whatever. Will they have friendly fire? There we go. Grammar at its finest. One of the Phoenix going to be picked off. Marines stemming forward, able to capitalize on that. Trying to grab, I think it was a Widow Mine they were trying to grab. Robo Bay on the way now. Be careful with the Phoenix here. Clem's gathering up all the forces. A group of Zealots trying to be sneaky here. Clem is going to find it. A recall's initiated, going to get the Zealots out of there, which may trick Clem a little bit. Clem not falling for it yet though. Ghost Academy is about to be finished up. Thermal Lance and Colossus production is going to start very late, much slower than map number 3. Oracle's going to be picked off. No more revelation, no more keeping an eye on the army's movement here. The Archons slowly floating their way. Another nice set of force fields, going to pin some of those units, able to get some damage done there. The CC's lifted, the Zealots connecting to the forces at the natural. The Widow Mines do not do friendly fire. All of that's going to be picked off. And now I think MaxPax might be in a little bit of hot water here. Widow Mines are set up, sprinkled nicely towards the back. A Zealot flank is going to come from the top side. The forces, a little bit of friendly fire from those mines. Another round warp in here, mostly Stalkers. They don't have Blink though. Blinkless Stalkers. Almost as bad as Reapers versus Adepts. Okay, picking a few things off. The Colossus shows itself. No Thermal Lance again. Double production trying. It's almost here, able to help out. I think the Nexus might be going down, though. The Colossus slightly shimmying back is gonna deflect some of the forces, but the Marauders getting on top of that Colossus, gonna pick it off. Sentry warping. There's a Ghost here to support too, and dare I say, I think Clem has done it. The Colossus picked off the Blinkless. Stalker's not able to get the damage done. The Nexus is gonna be destroyed. A desperation run by of Zealots over here, not gonna get any damage done. Another warp in at the base here. The Marauders, they're not usually the pick to fight Zealots, but they're doing just fine enough, and another Colossus is going to be destroyed, and Clem is the victor, taking the series 3-1. A beautiful back and forth. I applaud the attempt, trying to get those Colossi a little just too late into the match. Map number 3 opting to get them quicker. Map number 4 going for the Phoenix, the Charge Lot, Zealot Archon. Clem says, nope, denied. I will take my victory now. Thank you. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.